Happy Hour with Vic, Episode 7, July 24th, 2025. Let's drink. What are we drinking today? Okay, we got these 37-cent Hoffmans. They're from the supermarket. I think this is their brand. This supermarket called a Euro. Euro, that's how you would say it in America in English. Euro. E-U-R-O. So let's crack this open. I just pulled this out of the freezer, but a little bit of a change up here. We're gonna go with some lime because it's adding a little bit of a kick. It's making me feel like I'm drinking a Mexican lager. This is also a lager. It's spelt, beer is spelt B-I-E-R. Is that German? Maybe. It's probably German. All right. We got our lime in. I should probably throw some salt in here. And remember, 45-degree angle, slow, gentle pour. And there you go. Beautiful pour. I don't see a crazy amount of suds, foam. I don't need any of that. I have enough gas in my body. I don't need extra gas. Oof. There we go. All right. So now what we're going to cheers to is, this is new, to spreading peace and love. Full disclosure, drinking alcohol is very low vibration. The activity, partaking in the consumption of alcohol. But there could be a spiritual component to it. Spirits, hard liquor, and a lot of places in the world are called spirits. And if you don't know this, the idea, the origin of that moniker is the distillation of whatever concoction whoever's making this hard liquor, this spirit from, is you're distilling it down and all you're left with is the spirit. For instance, cane sugar, potatoes, all this barley, wheat, whatever the hell they're using, spirit, that's what you're left over with. The spirit of this plant, of this vegetable, or whatever the hell they're using. So, could be. I've had peak experiences on alcohol, so I know it's possible. Is it happening often? Probably not. Alcohol is inflating your ego, and THC is opening your soul. It's opening your heart. That's the difference, for sure. 100%. I've done enough of both to realize this, and I'm pretty certain in my analysis of the two. Very low vibration, but I'm not hurting anybody except for myself. And again, that's the reason why I'm making these videos, because I feel there's a desire to document what my wife and I were doing in her country, Colombia, in July of 2025. Because if you're not doing this, those memories are lost forever. Gone. So take photos, make videos, upload them to YouTube, put them private, put them public, it doesn't matter. YouTube's gonna save them. I don't know how they're doing this. How do they have this hard drive space to do this? But that's the trick. So your phone isn't filled with 1 million gigabytes of videos and you have no space on your phone. So that's what I've been doing. So that's the point of this. I'm not getting famous off this. I have no desire to be famous. Jim Carey famously said, I wish everybody who has the desire to be famous could be famous, and then they would discover that's what you don't want. You don't want to be famous. You want to be rich. a lot of famous people have said, money and fame? I don't need the fame. I'll take the money. I don't want the fame. You can't walk down the street. I mean, if you're pretty famous. Dana White just said this. Dana White was in Louisiana for the last UFC event, and he was like, oh, we haven't been back here in 20, 25 years when we were first thinking about buying the UFC. And some reporter said, oh, how did you like walking down Bourbon Street? And he was like, oh, yeah, it was great. I walked around for 10 minutes and then I had to get back in the car. I know what he meant. He had to get back in the car because everybody was coming up to him. He can't even walk down the street. And they all, when I say they, the most of the city knows the UFC is there. They know they're there. So it's impossible. He's super rich. I'm pretty sure he would just want to be rich, not the fame. Get out of here with the fame. So anyways, we have I'm reframing, I don't know if I'm reframing, but I'm changing my opinion of this trip. Trip number 16, which is decimosexto. Trip number 16 to Medellin. Trip number 16 to Colombia. And first month, my first impression was, oh, this is the worst trip of the 16. This has got to be the worst. Here's why. Started off horrendous. Awful flight. 24 hours of traveling from San Francisco to... We had to stop in Bogota because of weather. And then we had to wait around this airport in Bogota for who the fuck knows, hours and hours and hours to catch the next flight back to Medellin. And they got a lot of flights. It's an extremely short flight. Oh, lime. Crunchy. It's an extremely short flight, so that's good. A lot of them in extremely short. We got on the flight. I'm pretty sure the flight crew walked through, and maybe they handed us, I don't know, a little pack of pretzels or nuts or some shit. And then they walked back, and we were already descending. We were already getting ready to land. And I keep track, I do a flight report because, I don't know why, it's just my analytical brain. Wheels off the ground, wheels on the ground. I'm pretty sure it was 27 minutes. Up, down, 27 minutes. And if you took a bus, I was joking with Catalina, maybe we should just take a bus from Bogota to Medellin. She was like, no, what the fuck? That's going to be like 12 hours. And then you got the chance of getting fucking robbed and shit by, I don't know, these fucking gangs that are robbing people on the freeways. So anyways, my opinion of this trip is changing for sure. So we had that horrible flight here, and then Catalina, not immediately, maybe 2 days after we got here, she got sick for a week. She had, I don't know what the fuck her symptoms, she was coughing. And then I was like, whatever, she's sick, I'm not getting sick. And then I got sick. So that was 2 weeks of awfulness. And I need to be more aware of what's happening around me. I'm overly confident in terms of my immune system. So I'm thinking, I ain't getting sick. I'm not fucking gonna get sick from her. Whatever the fuck she has, my immune system's just gonna fucking knock it out. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna do anything. And then I got sick. I had a fever, and which is fucking, I haven't had a fever in so long. And I wasn't coughing or anything, but I was definitely sick. And then we had two terrible Airbnbs. The first one was just not, I don't know, it wasn't the worst Airbnb, but it basically had an open floor plan. So we had flies in the Airbnb every fucking day. And I didn't see any mosquitoes. Unbelievably, I didn't see any mosquitoes. But you're constantly looking for them because we got this patio, this balcony that doesn't have a door and doesn't have a wall. So it's an open air Airbnb, just like all the restaurants here that are open air restaurants. You go to a fucking restaurant here and you leave with five fucking mosquito bites. So that's pretty fucking annoying. That's why I don't like going to restaurants here. So, and then the next Airbnb was way worse. There was a construction project going on right behind our heads. It was a nightmare. And I was sick. That's when I got sick. That was week number 2. So, irritated. This is like an extremely annoying situation. I mean, they call, when I say they, the world, Colombians, they describe Medellin as the city of eternal spring. I got something different. I got a different descriptor of this city. The city of constant hammering. That's option number 1. The city of eternal barking dogs. That's 2. The city of endless mosquitoes. That's 3. The city of constant horn honking. That's 4. Is that 4? There's probably another one in there. But yeah, that's not. The city of eternal spring. Okay, you can have that. That's superficial. That's optics. What the fuck does it matter if the weather's super important, don't get me wrong. The weather's really important. But if you're living in a place that has constant hammering, barking dogs, mosquitoes, fucking horns. You're hearing people honking the horn all the time, 3 a.m, fucking motorcycles. The city of endless pollution. That's another one we could go with. Eternal pollution. Medellin. This city is not for me. Okay, I had to turn this overhead light on because the sun's going down at not even 6 o'clock. It's 5:43 in Medellin. Early sunsets here. I guess when you're by the equator, the sunsets are earlier. All right, so I know why. I realize I know why I can't be here is because this land is traumatized. This is a traumatized land. 1,000,000% I'm positive of this. Why? Okay, let's talk about this. Why? Well, Pablo Escobar in, I don't know, the 80s, because he had this cocaine empire, he was terrorizing the city. How many people a year were dying, getting murdered? Police officers getting murdered. All these people, witnesses getting murdered. Judges, lawyers getting murdered. How many football players, soccer players, getting murdered by this cartel that was terrorizing the city. Okay, so here's my thought. This is just logic. You got an energy here. There's a vibration coming off of this ground, and this ground is soaked in blood. All right. So to me, that seems like the energy in this land it has a dark energy because it has a dark past. Even before Pablo Escobar, there's wars going on here. We just had Independence Day, Colombian Independence Day. It was 20th of July. And then I looked into a little bit. Oh, War of Boracay. Where the fuck is that at? Is that right up the street? Is that like the next city? But there was probably wars going on here. So even if the cocaine cartels here weren't soaking this earth with blood, with terror, how many people died in absolute horror, absolute terror, taking their last breath in absolute agony on this land. And this is happening now. There's people getting murdered now. My wife, her cousin just got murdered for some fucking shit. And so anyways, I have my energy, you have your energy. This land has its energy. I went to a conference for Brian Weiss, and I met these females at this bar. There was an intermission, so I went to a bar to hang out because this hypnotherapy wasn't working for me. I'm too hypervigilant to be hypnotized. Some people can't get hypnotized. It's just not possible. And I wish I was the people that can sleep on a subway or on a bus, public transit, they can be hypnotized. I can't. People that can sleep on a plane, they can be hypnotized. I can't. I can't sleep on a plane. I have hypervigilance. So I was having a couple of drinks at this bar, and these two females that were at the same conference. Brian Weiss, he's an expert in past life regression. He's either a psychologist or a psychiatrist. He's got a bunch of books out. Many Lives, Many Masters is one of them. I read it. And so this female that I met who wasn't talking, her friend was doing all the talking, but the quiet female, I could tell, she was just reading me. She was just feeling my energy. She didn't want to engage with me. She didn't like my energy, for sure. I'm positive she didn't like me. But she was one of these people that clears land. Basically, she's blessing land. Okay, so why do we have that idea? That's not our new idea. We have on a micro level of that, we have people that they clear a house or they bless a house, a haunted house, a house that has a demon in it probably. They have these people, they come over, they just throw some holy water around, they say a couple prayers, they throw some salt down or something. That's a thing. Okay, so what's the logic here? This lady that I met, she was one of these people, and I talked about it with her a little bit, but she wouldn't engage with me because she knew my energy was fucked up. And I saw this. I saw somebody on some kind of paranormal TV program, and this person was clearing this land. And the reason why this land needs clearing is because it's traumatized. There's all this atrocity happening on this land. And that's what I think is happening here in Medellin. And that's why I'm positive I can't live here. I go out and I can feel the energy of the people. All the people have this heavy energy. And there's a sexual energy here too. Here it is. This is Medellin in a nutshell. It's where men go to find cheap drugs and women. If you don't want to believe that, if you think that's bullshit, you're being disingenuous. You're pretending that's not the reality here. That's the reality here. You don't really see, it's very rare to see female tourists here. And if you see them, they're probably totally crazy. And you're only seeing male tourists here, single males. I think they don't have to be single, they could just be cheating on their wives. But that's the culture here. The culture here is drugs right now. The culture here is drugs and sex. And then there's like this other part of the culture here that's really religious. All right, but is that strong enough to change the energy of the culture right now? The contemporary culture here right now is super strong. It's sex and drugs and crime now, because there's all the, when you let 3 million Venezuelans in a country, any country, there's going to be an uptick in crime. It doesn't matter. If you let 3 million of any people into your country, there's going to be an uptick in crime. So what's that doing to the energy here? It's making it worse. It's not making it better. There's no fucking way. That's illogical. All right. So so the religion, is that going to be strong enough to combat what's happening now and what's happening in the past? Absolutely not. There's no fucking way. I'm going to put my money on the past, all that dark energy from the past, and all that dark energy that's being cultivated right now, today, right now. That's what's happening. Mi suegra, Nubia, that's my wife's Mother, she's constantly talking, constantly telling my wife that, oh, the neighbor was just sitting out in front of the house right next door, and these guys came up on a motorcycle and they fucking just stole her phone or some shit. Constantly telling my wife this shit, this crime that's happening. All right. I can't live here. I can live in Colombia, but I can't live on this land. I can live on unspoiled land in Colombia, somewhere on a farm somewhere where there wasn't a fucking war, where all these people died and their energy got soaked into the land. No way. Absolutely not. I'm not living there. You're going to have somebody come in, some clairvoyant or something, somebody with a sixth sense, somebody who's a psychic or some shit to come in and bless the land, clear the land.